Today I thought maybe we could go around and do kind of an update of everything that's happening here on the homestead. So it's been about 23 days since we planted the hayfield. So I thought maybe we'd go back to the hayfield, kind of check that out, see how that's doing. And then we just got a lot of big projects that are kind of in progress right now. And so we got a lot going on, and may not have as many videos posted in the next week or so. Because some of these projects are just kind of big projects, they're time consuming. So the project I was working on this weekend, that one took me all 3 days pretty much. All 3 days of the weekend I ended up working on that project. So not much video content, a lot of videos when you work on one project all weekend long. So anyway, so thought we'd just basically do like a general update of things that's going on and things that are upcoming here on the homestead. So let's go ahead, we'll start out back at the hayfield. So once we planted the hayfield, we thought it was going to rain that night, and it didn't end up raining. And then we thought there was supposed to be a chance, like about 3 or 4 days later, of getting some rain, and it just kind of missed us. So we really haven't had much rain since we planted the hayfield, and that's really kind of worried me, because I don't want, the hayfield to die because it's too dry. But we did get about 1/10 of an inch of rain, and it was enough rain for most of the field to actually germinate and to come up, but we haven't had any rain since then. So overall, I think the hayfield's actually looking fairly good, but a little worried. I was a little worried for a while that it was too dry. Okay, so here we are in the hayfield, and you can see that the majority of the hayfield has actually came up. So we've got, it's filling in with green, and pretty much everywhere except right here on the side that I'm on. You can kind of tell over here, I think that it was just overly dry, because when I was disking it and everything, you can still tell there was moisture in the ground. But I think this side over here was just more dry than the rest of the field. And then maybe since the weather comes from this direction, the trees kind of helped protect it from getting much of that rain that we got. And this side has not come in yet, so I'm hoping that seed, it should still be good in there, and if we get a good rain, it'll still germinate. But the majority of the field, you can tell, it came up. So it actually, the first thing that came up was the alfalfa. The alfalfa started coming up. I'm just gonna go ahead and walk out in here. But the alfalfa started coming up, and then we started getting some of the grass, but not much of the grass has come up. So when you look at this, it is mostly alfalfa right now. I don't know if I can take you down here and look, but this is all alfalfa. So pretty much the majority is alfalfa. Probably 5% is grass. So it just really hasn't come up yet because of not enough rain. So you can see that in this area that I said was dry, there's a little bit of alfalfa starting to come up. You got some little bitty pieces of alfalfa wanting to germinate and come up, and we just need some rain. And in fact, if I got to a good spot, I could show you. It looks like we're gonna get rain tonight. So over the last hour or so, it started to cloud up. It was a nice sunny day today, and the clouds are rolling in. So we've got a storm front moving in. I just pulled the weather app up, and it's showing pretty close to maybe 1 inch of rain we'll get tonight, and that's quite a bit of rain overnight. So hopefully that'll put enough moisture in the ground that the rest of the seed in that field will germinate, and that grass will come up. And hopefully this storm front that's coming in, hopefully it'll bring some cooler weather. I think it's going to. It's been still in the lower 90s, upper 80s around here, and we really want some cool weather for that grass to be able to grow well. So I just grabbed a thing full of duck eggs. So we'll go ahead and head up to the pigs. We'll feed them these duck eggs, and we'll give you an update on how the feeder pigs are doing. Can you hear them goats? They're just screaming at me, wanting to be fed. We'll be back to them in a minute. Hey pigs. Hey piggies, look what I got. Look what I got. I got eggs. You guys want some eggs? Come on. Yeah. Come on. lucky what I got. Okay, you guys ready for this? I gotta try to share. Okay, one for you, one for you. Eat your own egg, it's right there. He's gonna get it. Oh, you guys are terrible. So those pigs are getting pretty big. So they are really packing on the pounds right now. So we just got done weighing them probably about 4 days ago. And we've weighed them, I think, 3 times now. And right now, they are gaining about 2.5 pounds per day. So they're each going through close to 9 pounds of food in a day. They're just really packing on the weight. So when we weighed them last time, right here, this is Pork Chop. He weighed 253 pounds. So he's already at slaughter weight. And Bacon Bit was 238. And now that's just using a measuring tape and a calculation, so that's kind of a guesstimate. But right now, both of them were really close to butcher weight. So we decided that we would go ahead and butcher them out coming up. So by the time we waited another week, they would have already gained like another 21 pounds or something, you know, at 2.5 pounds a day. So next week we haven't scheduled a date yet, so we still need to call, but we're going to try to schedule to get the pigs taken to the processor. So we think it's time, and it's time for them. They've lived a good life here on the farm, and it'll be time for them to go on to freezer camp. So we did not end up using all the feed that we ended up buying. So we'll get a measurement on the feed once it's all done. We'll see how much we actually went through, come up with a feed conversion and the cost of everything when it's all done. We'll do a bunch of that pig math at the end, and go over all the food, all the costs and everything it was for us to raise our own pork here on the farm. So now we're up here at the barn, and we have made a few changes to the electric in the barn. So we had a lot of good comments in the barn electric video. And so we've already made some changes to the inside of the barn. I bought some more stuff today. Got some more changes to do to the electric in the barn. So there will be a video kind of covering the changes that I've made to the electric. And then probably do maybe a short question and answer, because I've had a lot of questions on why we did things the way we did. And maybe do a quick question and answer on the barn electric as well. So there'll be another video coming up covering all the electricity in this livestock barn. So these goats are kind of like my wife's pets. These are her project right here, these goats. So these are Nigerian dwarf goats, and then we have a fainting goat over there. Those are my wife's goats. They're kind of pets, but I think the plan was that she was going to, you know, eventually breed her own goats and sell them. So to do that, we have to have a buck. So my wife actually just worked out this week to purchase a registered Nigerian dwarf buck who is 2 years old, and so that we can end up breeding the goats and having our own baby goats here on the homestead. So when my wife gets that buck goat, we're not going to want to keep him in here with all the girl goats. We're going to want to keep him separated. So basically the deal is the pigs are going to go away. They're going to go off to the processor. So we're going to take all the fence panels that we used on the pig pen, and we're going to basically take that all apart. We're going to build us kind of a new goat pen, kind of up there where the pigs were. So it'll be a few hundred feet away from the barn here, and we're going to make us a pen for the boy goats. So we're going to move Luke, our weather goat, with this new buck goat. We're going to move them up front in their own pen. So we'll be making a new pen here soon and getting a buck goat. And then this winter, we'll be able to breed the girl goats, and then maybe in the spring we'll have a bunch of baby goats. So that's kind of the plan. That's my wife's thing, all these goats. So I'm sure she'll really like having baby goats around. But that's where we are on our goats. So anyway, no more animal purchases, I think, besides that right now. unless my wife shows up one day with like an alpaca or a llama or something. You never know. You never know. But right now, I don't think there's any plans for any more livestock right now. I think we're going to wait until later on next year when all our pastures are fenced in, and then we can kind of decide from there where we're going to go with what type of livestock we're going to get. Well, it's actually starting to sprinkle a little bit now. You know, actually, those clouds do not look as dark as they are in real life. They're a lot darker than they seem they are. So we got the rain is almost here. I really hope that we don't have like a total downpour, like really hard downpour tonight. That wouldn't be good. I need a nice gentle rain that kind of rains all night long. Give it time to soak into the ground. That's what we need around here. We need the ground. We need it to get some of that moisture back in the ground. Like a really fast downpour is not good. It'll just run off real quick and it won't soak in the ground. So hopefully we'll get the right amount of rain we actually need tonight. And hopefully everything won't be as dry. Hopefully all that work and effort that I've put in to planting all this grass seed around here will finally pay off. Hopefully it'll all germinate and come up good. And I hope the weather gets a little bit cooler here soon. So it's kind of weird. The leaves are already starting to try to fall off some of the trees. If I go over and look at the pond right now, you will see there's a bunch of leaves on the pond. It's like nature knows that fall is coming, and it already knows to start dropping leaves. So it's coming. Just can't wait for that cool weather. I'm ready for it. So I think that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. More videos to come. I just got a lot of big projects going on right now, and they're time consuming. Next weekend, I actually got a 5-day weekend. I'm not sure what all will get done, but one of my projects is I have a log cabin back there, and we built it last year, and we got the log oil on it last year. Well, I have to put the log oil on there the first 2 years, basically, and then it's a 5-year cycle. So I have to put log oil on the house again, and then it'll go to a 5-year cycle. So I'm planning on putting coating the entire house again here soon. That's a big project, and it's really time consuming, and it's probably not really worth a nice big video on. So it's just one of those things, you know. A lot of times you got stuff that you need to get done, and a lot of it just ain't probably that interesting to put on YouTube. So anyway, that's how it is. Lots of big projects going on around here. More videos to come. I've been trying to keep up. I think I've done like 2.5 videos a week on average this year. So that might fall off the next couple weeks. Just giving you a warning. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.